Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is now week 8 in the NFL, so we're back with my weekly NFL predictions. If you enjoy the content, make sure you do like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. With that being said, let's get to my week 8 predictions. And as always, we start with the previous week recap. Oh, and just a heads up, I'm a little bit sick, so you're going to hear me sniffle a little bit, so I apologize for that, but we're going to power through. So, previous week recap, a lot of red this week, and I don't know, man, this has been one of the hardest years to predict because I just feel like everybody is losing to everybody, so it's kind of weird, but we power on. Bengals beat the Steelers. Thank God for the Bengals. Hopefully they win this week, and I don't know, just kind of string together some wins before Joe Burrow can get back. But yeah, Bengals beat the Steelers. Rams beat the Jaguars. Jaguars did not show up. They're in a bye now, so hopefully they can get their shit together. Bears beat the Saints. Yeah, Saints are kind of just a dumpster fire right now. Browns beat the Dolphins. Dolphins also a dumpster fire right now. Patriots beat the Titans. Titans just look the exact same without their head coach. Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-0. Raiders, they need to revamp whatever they need to do. Whatever they're doing is not working. Eagles beat the Vikings. Yeah, I thought the Vikings would put up more of a fight, and they did put up a fight, but yeah, Eagles had that one. Panthers beat the Jets. Yeah, awful game. Whoever watched that, awful. Very, very much feel bad for you, son. Broncos beat the Giants. Yeah, Broncos were 33 points in the fourth quarter. Insane. Colts beat the Chargers. Yeah, Colts just steamrolled a very injured Chargers team. Cowboys beat the Commanders. Yeah, Cowboys just boat raced them. That was awesome. And Jaden Daniels got a little bit hurt, so that really sucks. Packers beat the Cardinals. Yeah, Cardinals putting up a fight with Jacoby Brissett. So I don't know. We have conversations about Kyler Murray, so I don't know. We'll see. 49ers beat the Falcons. Yeah, Falcons are just a different team week to week. It's really annoying. It is truly really annoying. Lions beat the Buccaneers. Yeah, I thought the Buccaneers would put up more of a fight, but this was the first game that you could see the injuries really hampered this team. And my Seahawks beat the Texans. I don't know what to think about the Seahawks when they're playing at home. They just don't play as well, but it was a really good game by the Seahawks, and I love what I'm seeing from our defense. And I'm just going on a little bit of a tangent. As soon as the Seahawks get Devin Witherspoon and Julian Love back, the team is going to look even better on defense, which is insane because of how good our defense looked against a absolute dog shit offensive line by Houston. Anyway, 7-8 on last week's predictions. So overall, after week 7, 61, 49, and 1. It is what it is. Yeah, I think we are going to do better. So we're just going to keep on powering through. That does lead into my top 5 ranking for the season. It is really hard to rank all of these teams, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Number 5, unfortunately, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. I hate these people. I hate them so much. It sucks at how successful they are because they know how to win in this league, and I know they're only 4-3, but they look dominant and they look better than most other teams, so I got to give them their credit, unfortunately. Number 4, I do have the injury-riddled Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As soon as Tampa Bay can get a lot of their players back, besides Mike Evans, because he broke his collarbone, I think he's done for the year, unfortunately. But I think if they can get a lot of their other players back, I think they can be a little bit better. So we'll see what that looks like when they can be a full, complete unit. Number 3, I do have the Denver Broncos. Honestly, I don't know what to make of the Broncos. So the way I gauge things is, can this team beat all 31 other teams? And when I look at the Broncos, I don't know. I don't know if they can, but they're 5-2. They beat the teams on their schedule, and the 2 losses that they do have, they weigh in my mind a little bit, but they still get wins, and I don't know what to do. The Broncos are good, so we'll see. We'll see how long they can continue. Number 2, back where they belong, I believe, is the Detroit Lions. I think Detroit, when they show up, they are the best team in the NFC, and I think they will be the representation of the NFC. So we'll see. And number 1, I got to give it to the Colts. I got to give them their flowers. 1 loss, best record in the NFL right now, and their offense is very dominant, and it's extremely hard to stop. So as soon as I cut Michael Pittman, he goes off. Because I had him in fantasy, and as soon as I cut him, he went off. So let me know your favorite player. If they're on my fantasy team, I'll cut them, and they're going to play extremely well. So we'll see. And the 6 teams that are on buys this week are the Detroit Lions, I almost said Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders, LA Rams, Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So my Seahawks get much needed rest. And yeah, all the other teams are, whatever. Going into Thursday Night Football, it is the Minnesota Vikings at the LA Chargers. So for the Minnesota Vikings, it's a shocker to nobody that Wentz is not the guy. And unfortunately, I know he probably really wanted to hand it to his old team last week against the Eagles, but he just could not do it. There was one pass in particular where he scrambled out of the pocket, he was about to get hit, and he just launches it. And his wide receiver is double covered, and it gets intercepted immediately. So that's exactly what you're going to get from Carson Wentz. He's just going to throw the ball away because that's who he is. That's who he's been his entire career, and yeah, unfortunately, he's not the long-term solution here. I think it was a poor performance from their defense last week, and I know they played well against the Eagles, but I just was not impressed with his defense. And kind of Jalen Hurts was one of the best games I've seen him play. He had a perfect passer rating. It was extremely shocking to see that against a Brian Flores team. So yeah, I don't know. Didn't know what to make of that. But I also have the question, does JJ McCarthy make this team better? And I don't know. I really don't. So I hope he comes back. I don't expect him to play this week either. So we'll see. But yeah, as of right now, JJ McCarthy, I don't know if he makes this team better. Excuse me. As for the Chargers, Herbert cannot be Superman. It just does not work. They need a defense. They need a run game. And they need all of their injured players to come back. It is just really unfortunate to see what this team has become because, I think after their week 1 win against the Chiefs, everybody was so high on this team, and now we've all come back down to earth, and unfortunately, it does not look like the Chargers are very good, and that really, really sucks. But I've been looking at their injury report. I think they're getting one of their offensive linemen back, and I expect Justin Herbert to be able to score a lot of points, but this one could go either way. But I think I'm leaning the Chargers right now. If the Chargers lose this week, then I'm going to have a lot less faith in the Chargers, but we'll see. So Chargers 27, Vikings 24. I'm not very confident in this one. Now over to our early window of games on Sunday. It is the Miami Dolphins at the Atlanta Falcons. So for the Dolphins, it's insane to me how they are making no personnel changes. You lost to one of the bottom teams in the NFL. And you know what that makes you? One of the bottom teams in the NFL. And I don't know how you let Cleveland, a team that has not scored more than 17 points all season, hang 31 on your asses. I do not understand how you do not fire your head coach. I don't understand how you don't fire your defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. Genuinely, I don't understand how you don't make any changes. Dolphins, you guys should be pissed because it does not make sense for you guys to be this bad with the amount of talent that you guys have on both sides of the football. I really hate what Miami's doing, and I do not believe in them whatsoever. And Tua, he played awful last week, and they benched him for Quinn Ewers, and yeah, Quinn will not be better for this team. I just think this team is fundamentally broken, and I think they need a complete revamp. They need to start trading everybody like at the flea market, and they need to fire their coach and just rebuild, because what you're doing is not working. And I think this is kind of poetic justice for the way you guys treated Brian Flores, because granted, Brian Flores, he struggled a little bit, but he cared about this team, and now you reap what you sow. So we'll see what you guys got. Achan, yeah, he's kind of the only bright spot, and it's a semi-bright spot because he has his hit and miss weeks, but it's the only positive I'm seeing, especially because Tyreek Hill is out for the year. So yeah, I'm super duper down on this Dolphins team, and I think they will be a top 5. They will be selecting top 5 in this upcoming NFL draft. So really, really unfortunate for this Miami team. As for the Falcons, run the ball. Just run the ball. Every single time Bijan is on the field, give him the ball. Absolutely. Bijan is way, way too talented for you guys not to be a run-first offense. 100%. 38 passes against an injured Niners team, especially without Fred Warner, their elite linebacker, and it's Nick Bosa, right? And Nick Bosa, both out for the year, and you aren't running the ball a lot. I do not understand that. This team makes no sense to me because their defense isn't bad. I like what I see from their defense, but their offense is so inconsistent to the point where their defense is on the field too much. So it looks like the defense is bad. They're not. Their defense is fine. I think their defense is just fine, but their offensive scheme and play calling week to week, I think it's just a different dude coaching them every single week because when you score 0 points against the Panthers, then the week after you blow out the Bills. And then this week, or this last week, you lose to the Niners and only score 10 points. I don't understand. I don't understand what this Falcons team is doing, but you're not going to lose to the Dolphins. I just genuinely don't believe it. I think the Falcons are going to win this game, and I think they're going to blow them out, and I expect this game to be pretty lopsided. I got the Falcons 31, Dolphins 21. I'm not excited to watch this game because, man, I hate watching Miami right now, but it is what it is. On to our next game, the New York Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals. So for the Jets, you got to feed Breece Hall. I think he is probably the best player on your team. I know some people might say Garrett Wilson, but Garrett Wilson, I don't know. He's just not doing it right now, especially not with the two quarterbacks that you have that are just not doing anything. They're either mid or they're ass, and those are kind of the only two modes that they have right now, and they are just playing bad. You bench Justin Fields and you get Tyrod Taylor in there, and he looks just as bad, throwing interceptions, and it just does not work. I think your offense is fundamentally broken, and their defense finally showed up against Carolina last week, and your offense only scored 6 points. I don't understand what this team is trying to do or what this team wants to be. I don't think they have an identity, and I think that's exactly why they struggle every single week. They're not fun to watch. They don't look like they're having fun. And I think that's what football's supposed to be. Because look at Carolina. They look like they're having fun every single week. They're there for each other, and it looks like they want to be there. For the Jets, they're all collecting a paycheck, and they do not look like they give a shit. So, yeah, I'm really as down as I can be about an 0-7 team that just looks like they don't give a shit. As for the Cincinnati Bengals, do not expect Joe Flacco to play that well every single week. It was a really great game by Joe Flacco, and I want to give him his flowers for that. Awesome game, awesome performance. I loved what I saw, but do not expect that every single week. Joe Flacco will be hit and miss, but this offense is really high powered. So he should be successful, especially when you're throwing it to Jamar Chase 15 to 16 times a game. It's probably going to work. He is a top 3 wide receiver in this league, so it finally works. And they finally got Chase Brown to show up for the first time this season, and I really like what I saw from this offense. I just need their defense to be able to do a little bit more, and I'm hoping that they can kind of have a complete game this week. And I do have the Bengals. Bengals, this is a trap game. Do not lose to the Jets. For the love of God, do not lose to the Jets. You need to be 4-4 because it looks like Pittsburgh is on the fence a little bit, slipping a tiny bit. So if you guys can be there, stay in the hunt when Joe Burrow comes back, I think this team could be really, really good, and I think they can still make the playoffs. So please, Cincinnati, win this game. I got the Bengals 28, Jets 20. Our next game is the Cleveland Browns at the New England Patriots. So for the Browns, I think this defense is so elite. It is so damn good. I have nothing. I really don't have anything bad to say about this defense. They play extremely fast on the defensive line. I would hate to be a quarterback or running back and see this defense come in because they are so good. And yeah, it's just really hard to scheme against this defensive line. I think the passing scheme just has to be a little bit better. They just let up a little bit too many big plays for my liking, but they hold firm a lot of the time. So I like what I'm seeing from this Browns team, and I think you need to continue to feed Judkins. He is a huge bright spot for this team, and I'm not really impressed with what I'm seeing from Dylan Gabriel. So I know a lot of people are already saying that they think Shador will be starting eventually, and it is what it is, honestly. I think you should probably maybe see what Shador has, maybe see if you put a bright light on this team. But as of right now, I think they're fine. They're just a fine team. They're mid, and that's probably where they're going to be for the rest of the season. As for the Patriots, Drake May has had a perfect game last week, and I loved what I saw from Drake May, and I think he is truly a franchise quarterback for this Patriots team. And I love what I saw. I just want to see it more consistently, and I want to see it every single week. I saw the Patriots schedule. It's a cakewalk. It is an absolute cakewalk. So this team should make the playoffs 100%, and I hope they just continue to stack wins. And we finally got a good Ramondre Stevenson game last week, so I hope we continue to see that, and I like what I see from this New England Patriots team. Their defense is so elite. What did I say, guys? Listen to my words. When Christian Gonzalez plays for this defense, they don't lose. This team is so good. They have not lost since Christian Gonzalez came back. This team is so good. I absolutely have the Patriots in this one. I expect the Browns to hang around just because their defense is super good, but I got the Patriots 24, Browns 17. I got the Patriots in this one for sure. Our next game is the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. So for the Giants, you have to take last week's game out of your brain and throw it in the trash. Do not even think about last week. You played 3 amazing quarters. You held a decent Broncos offense to 0 points for 3 quarters. And granted, it was partially on the Broncos because they were playing like shit, but you need to finish the game. You need to game manage a lot better when you have those leads. So I don't think Jackson Dart was all that bad last week. I know he was trying to make too many plays and that kind of was biting them in the ass, but you have to just regain. You have to regain this week. Defense played well. Go back to what was working and regain. So we will see. As for the Philadelphia Eagles, passing game was so good last week. Do it again. Do it again every single week. You have to get Saquon Barkley involved somehow. It is just the scheme of running the ball for this team is night and day from last year, and it is awful to watch. So you need to figure it out. You need to be consistent in the passing game, and you need to figure out how to scheme for Saquon Barkley. I do not understand why this team is so weird. They're so damn weird. Brandon Graham, he's coming out of retirement. Why? I don't know. I probably would have stayed retired, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see if he can bring a bright light to this team, but I'm not confident. This one could go either way, honestly. I know the Giants beat the Eagles to start their 2-game losing streak when they did, so we'll see. But I think I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to be okay. I got the Eagles 31, Giants 27. I'll be honest, I'm not very confident in this pick, but we'll see. That does lead us into Buffalo Bills at the Carolina Panthers. So for the Bills, hold on. Can I just say, Carolina 4-3. Kudos. My hat's off to you guys, man. I love it. I love what I'm seeing from Carolina. So just got to give them their flowers right now, man, because it's been a shit show in Carolina for a few years now. So I love what I'm seeing from Carolina right now. So for the Bills, they are fresh off a bye, and before they went into their bye, they were playing like shit. So hopefully they regained. They can have some confidence in their offense, and maybe their defense can show up. So Josh just has to take care of the football. I think if he's as soon as he can stop fumbling and throwing interceptions, I think this team is going to be very, very successful because they're just not giving extra possessions to the other team. And they need to not forget about the run game. The run game works extremely well for Buffalo. Do not forget about James Cook. Continue to feed him the ball. As for Carolina, you got to scheme for Rico Dowdle. He is super, super productive for this team, and I love what I'm seeing. So you definitely need to scheme for him. Run a 2 running back backfield when Chuba Hubbard is ready to come back. And I think this team is going to be extremely successsul. Actually, I'm not sure if Chuba was back last week, so pardon me on that if I got that wrong. But yeah, run a 2 running back backfield. I love what I'm seeing from this team. And like I say every single time, keep this offense fun. Keep it buzzing. Keep it engaged, because when I'm seeing this offense and they're running around, and when I'm seeing this defense and they are just flying to the ball, I love what I'm seeing from this Carolina team. I hope to continue to see it every single week. And Bryce Young, like I said, he got a little bit injured last week, but he just has to not mess up. And I think this team is going to be really, I don't want to say really good, but it's successful enough for sure. But unfortunately, I got the Bills in this one. They're just fresh off a bye. I don't expect the Bills to lose this game. I got the Bills 27, Panthers 20. Our next game is the Chicago Bears at the Baltimore Ravens. So, man, it's weird seeing 1-5 next to the Ravens name, but it is what it is. So, Chicago Bears. So, the Bears, you should feel absolutely disrespected by the spread. I'm pretty sure when I last looked at it, it was 7.5. The 1-5 Baltimore Ravens are projected to beat you by 7.5 points. That is disgustingly stupid. So, Bears, you should feel extremely disrespected by that. Have a chip on your shoulder, show up this week, and get some much needed belt to ass on these Ravens. Caleb, he needs to take care of the damn football, man. Honestly, I think Caleb, if he can just take care of the football, stop trying to be Superman. You know, just take what they're giving you and throw the ball away when they don't give you anything. Just that's all you got to do, Caleb. And as soon as he can realize and get that under his belt, I think he's going to be extremely successful in this league. I love what I saw from DeAndre Swift last week. Do it again. Continue to do so. I think Ben Johnson has finally started to use DeAndre Swift better, so I hope they continue to see that. The Ravens are fresh off a bye, and Lamar is back this week, so I'm extremely excited to see what this team can be. You have to take care of the ball, Derrick Henry. If you can do so, if this offense can be high-powering, that you can maneuver with the defense's shortcomings. So hopefully we can see that. But honestly, 7.5 is way too much for me. I think I got the Bears in this one, unfortunately. I got the Bears 27, Ravens 24. I'm probably on the wrong side of this one, but right now I'm leaning the Bears because the Bears are looking hot. And the last time I saw the Ravens, they were not. Our next game is the San Francisco 49ers at the Houston Texans. So for the 49ers, vintage CMC game last week. I loved what I saw from an outside perspective. I'm a Seahawks fan. You guys know this. Wearing the hat right now. I hate the Niners. But it was a vintage game. CMC looked so good last week. And a friend of mine was at this game, and I was hoping they'd lose just because, man, I hate the Niners, man. I hate the Niners. But yeah, Purdy is still questionable for this game. I don't know. I don't know when Purdy's going to come back, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. This team seems so plug and play. It doesn't matter who's getting injured. They're just taking pieces out, putting pieces in, and it's working for them. So I think their defense is good despite the injuries that they have. So we'll see, especially against a absolutely dog shit offensive line in Houston. They got absolutely destroyed last week by the Seahawks defensively against their offense, so they need to figure it out. Their offensive line is awful. They have absolutely no run game. Nick Chubb, I'm not seeing it. And I know the Seahawks defense is good, so it is what it is, but yeah, I don't know. The run game is just not great here. Somebody on this damn offense help CJ. When I was watching them against the Seahawks, there was a few times where CJ put the ball right where it needed to be, and his wide receivers still don't catch it. And it hits them in the chest, it hits them in the arms, and they just do not catch the ball. And it's just so stupid to see. Of course, I got the Niners in this one, unfortunately. God damn it. I hate Houston, and Houston's not going to win this game. Not even close. I got the Niners 27, Texans 24. I guess I got the game close, but I don't think the Texans are going to win this game at all. That does lead us into the late window of games. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. So for the Buccaneers, injuries finally caught up to them last week. It was not great to watch. Unfortunately, Mike Evans is out for the year. I don't remember if I saw Chris Godwin when they played. Sorry, I was watching the Mariners game when I was watching this game as well. So, which unfortunately for the Mariners, but yeah, I was watching both the games. So I'm not sure if Chris Godwin was playing, but yeah, this team is unfortunately very, very injured. I think if they can get some of their injured players back, I think this team can be successful. So we'll see, but I think Baker is fantastic, and he's having a great year, but 50 passes is way too much. They need to figure out the run game as soon as possible with Rachaad White and Bucky Irving. As soon as they can figure out the run game, I think this team can kind of manage games a bit better offensively. As for the Saints, Rattler finally had a awful week last week. He did not play well at all. I did not like what I saw from Spencer Rattler whatsoever. I do expect him to regain. They just have to be way more balanced of an offense. Their run game was awful last week. I think, Kamara, he just did not do anything. And I'm always preaching feed Kamara, but just did not look great. And I think this team is honestly tank for a quarterback at this point. You might think Spencer Rattler is your long-term solution. I just don't think he is. I think you need a tank in order for this team to kind of reset, get some better players. I would start trading some guys and just starting to rebuild with young talent and then seeing what I can do for this team. But I don't know. I don't think the coaching staff here is going to be the long-term solution, and I don't think Spencer Rattler will be the long-term solution either. So I'm ready for this team to rebuild. I do have the Buccaneers in this one. I got the Buccaneers 31, Saints 27. I do not expect the Saints to win this game at all. Our next game is the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos. So for the Cowboys, I loved what I saw from Javonte Williams last week. I really love what I see from this Cowboys offense when they are all clicking and when they are not completing passes. I love what I'm seeing. Mistake-free Dak is the best Dak. I love what I'm seeing from this offense, scoring 44 points last week on a Washington Commanders team. I loved what I saw. I hope we continue to see that. CD, he came back from injury. He looked as good as ever. This offense is so good. The defense, I heard that they're trying to trade for Max Crosby. I'm not sure how likely that is, but weird how you guys had a generational defensive lineman, and now you're trying to trade for another one after you traded him away. It makes absolutely no sense. Make it make sense to me, Dallas. Make it make sense to me. As for the Broncos, do what you did in the fourth quarter last week every single week. I don't understand what this team is. I really don't. The Broncos are they blow my mind every single week. They need to not forget about J.K. Dobbins. You have to get him involved. He was involved last week a little bit, but you want to make sure that he continues to get the ball. The defense is way too good to let up 32 points. And that's all I'll say about that. Defense, play better. Unfortunately, I got the Broncos in this one. I got the Broncos 35, Cowboys 34. Yeah, I said 32 points was too many. Cowboys score a shit ton of points, so I expect them to do so, even against a really good Broncos defense. But yeah, I'm leaning the Broncos right now, but this one could go either way. Our next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. So for the Titans, despite the coaching change, you're still shit. You are still bad. It did absolutely nothing for you. And I was expecting kind of a trap game last week. Nope. The trap was, I fell for it. I thought the Titans would be a little bit better than that. I was wrong. They looked awful. Their offensive scheme is shit. They have zero run game. So you're asking your rookie quarterback, who, I'll be honest, he's still a project. He still needs to morph into something a little bit better. But there's absolutely nothing. There's nothing good about this offense. I know they just cut Tyler Lockett. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what this team wants. At this point, 1-6, I'd probably tank. Maybe you can get one of the top 3 wide receivers. I'm not sure if Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams is coming out of this draft, but I would probably try to take one of them, if not somebody else. Just, yeah, you need to probably tank at this point. The defense is super bad. So yeah, I don't see any bright spots on this Tennessee Titans team right now. As for the Colts, they're the most well-rounded team. Their defense does just enough, and their offense is damn near unstoppable. I love what I'm seeing from this Indianapolis Colts team, and as long as they have a mistake-free Danny Dimes, I expect this team to continue to run up the score, and that's exactly what I have this week. I got the Colts 40, Titans 20. I do not expect the Titans to win this game at all. And finally, over to Sunday Night Football, we have the Green Bay Packers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. So for the Packers, they need to run the ball way more. I need to see way more from this run game. Josh Jacobs is a good and serviceable running back. I like what I see from him week in and week out. Run the damn ball. Run it way more. The defense is so elite, though. When I'm watching this team, man, every single one of their defensive linemen pop out on the screen to me. And their secondary is good, too. I like what I'm seeing from this Green Bay team. I think defensively, they are probably top 3, maybe top 4 in the league right now. And I am still waiting for Jordan Love to impress me, and I just have not seen it at all. I have him as my backup quarterback, and I had to start him because Lamar was on a bye and he was injured and all this other shit. And yeah, I did not. I'm just not impressed with Jordan Love right now. I need to see more, and I know he usually plays his best ball when it's near the end of the season. So we'll see. As long as this team is continued to power through and get some wins, what can I really complain about? As for Pittsburgh, Rodgers was not the issue last week. The issue was your defense, honestly. I know when you look at the stats, Aaron Rodgers threw 2 picks. I don't think either one of those picks was really his fault. But yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing from this team defensively, because they are on 1 week, off last week. I just don't know what to make of this defense. They need to just be more consistent, have more consistency, and I'm not seeing it. And you ran the ball extremely well last week. Yeah, I talked my shit on Tyler Warren just because I think you guys overpaid for him at running back, but I don't expect you guys to run that well against a lot of other teams, especially the better teams, and I don't expect you to be able to run well against this Packers team. I do have the Packers in this one. Packers like to keep games close, especially against other more talented teams. I'm not saying the Steelers are the most talented team, but more talented than the middle of the pack. So I got Packers 27, Steelers 24. And that leads us into Monday Night Football. It's the Washington Commanders at the Kansas City Chiefs. So for the Commanders, offense is really, really bad right now. I did not check the injury report for this game, so I'm not 100% sure if Jaden Daniels is playing. I don't think it really matters at this point. I think no matter who you have at quarterback, I just don't expect them to do much against this Kansas City team's defense right now. I think you have absolutely no run game, and I think you 1,000% should miss Brian Robinson. And if you do not, then you are delusional because your run game is awful. It's so inconsistent, and your rookie, he's fine, but I think you needed to do exactly what the Lions did with when Jahmyr Gibbs was coming up in the league. You need to have a veteran in front of him so he can learn off of that veteran, and it just is not happening right now. And I think their defense looked old last week. They looked awful because they were just running, trying to catch up against a high flying team, and it was not working. And I don't expect that to work at all this week. As for Kansas City, I think their defense was lights out last week, obviously 31-0. But yeah, I think this defense is really good. It's really elite, and I love what I'm seeing from an outside perspective, because I hate this Kansas City Chiefs team. But from an outside perspective, I think their defense is really good, and really this team is talented as hell. I think you need to continue to get Rashee Rice involved more. He is either wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 for this team, depending on if Worthy is showing up. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from this Kansas City Chiefs team. They get it done. And Kansas City rarely loses in prime time. And like I said, regardless of who is starting at quarterback, I expect the Chiefs to run up the score in this one. I got the Chiefs 34, Commanders 20. Unfortunately, it looks like the Chiefs' dominance has returned. But, ladies and gentlemen, that does it with our Week 8 predictions. What did you think? Did I shit on your team? Did I not? Let me know your favorite team in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for Week 9.